Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Super Anime Bros podcast. As always, I'm your host, Rosario, joined by my brother, Angelo. And today we're going to talk about something we love.
Welcome back, everybody. So, episode 21.
21.
Yeah, I know. So we're
Our
doing
podcast and drink.
Yeah, perfect. We're doing something a little different this week. Taking a break from the deep dives. I think we did mention that at the end of last podcast.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
So today's episode, if you had to live in an anime world, that's it.
I thought you were going to say, what would it be?
I mean, yeah.
I guess that was implied, huh? Yeah, I think this was really fun to think of. Initially, you hear this prompt, and I think of, I'm not looking at your screen, Doug. But, I think of a lot of, the happy animes and, fun stuff. And most of them are just, the regular world, but fun things are happening. So, immediately we take all of that off the table and get thinking about, some crazier ones that are a lot different than the world we live in. And what we think would actually be, enjoyable to be a part of. Ange, do you want to talk a little bit about your criteria before we talk about a couple things we thought up?
Yeah. Just to, before that, I did have that same problem where it's okay, I take all the romance off the table, and now there's, not much left.
Yeah,
that's
true.
really different from our world, and most of them suck.
Yes.
I think it'd be easier to make, if you had to live in an anime world, which one would you not want to live in list?
And I do think we will probably
I think
talk
we could
about
do
that.
that.
At some
I
point,
think that will be easier to find.
Just worse
different
ones to
shows.
live in.
But yeah, so for the criteria, obviously it can't be too similar to our world.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to pick Initial D, it's just our world but with racing, which there still is. So it's too similar.
Yeah.
And then the other big thing was when you get reincarnated in this world, whatever. You're not the main character, but you're not some NPC. You could go to Dragon Ball, but you're not Goku.
Yeah, the way I kind of thought about it is if there's a power system in the world, you have it, you can use it, but you're not. Yeah, you're not the top dog.
No, but you're not
you're
some vendor. You could be a fighter.
Yeah. Well, you can do whatever you want. You're born into this life.
That's up to you guys, really.
Yeah, it really is. My criteria was definitely similar. One thing I definitely thought of is the level of safety in this world.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Some of them would be super cool, but are certainly more dangerous than others. And I think as we talk about, so we each picked five things to talk about. Two of them are definitely lesser so that I would like to live in. Three of them are more so, and I think safety plays a big piece of that.
Yeah, I did run into that problem too. I'm oh, this would be so cool to live. Oh wait, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, it's over.
I'm all right, so I gotta pick something that I'm gonna enjoy.
Yeah.
More than this world.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Not too likely to die. And I realized doing this list that I like adventure a lot. So
yeah,
that was really
adventure's good.
What brought me to choose the ones I chose.
Adventure's good. All right. So, I think that there's at least one that we're both going to talk about, and then we'll go from there. Do we want to talk about that one first?
Yeah, which one, dude? I don't think we'll have any repeats.
No, you're right. So, I'll say it's this. I sat down at lunch today with a buddy of mine from work who I know has seen some anime, and I posed the question to him. I said, hey, this is the podcast me and my brother are doing tonight. And their first answer was exactly what we're going to talk about here as well. So, I just think,
yeah, it's not just
one.
us. Other people would agree, obviously.
And that is to live in the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was the first idea that came into my head when I proposed the podcast.
Yeah.
I think we had both said that.
For sure.
And I'm yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I don't need to be Ash Ketchum. I don't need to be the greatest that ever was. But just being any sort of Pokemon trainer would be an absolute dream come true.
Yeah, that's what I said. Was Poké Trainer would be super fun, and then it's literally been my childhood dream.
Yes, yeah, I completely agree. In talking about adventure, okay, say we start off, you get to the age of 10 or whatever when they set off on their journey. Unrealistic, but it's the case.
Yeah, I don't know who's
trusting a 10-year-old. But like the adventure of being a trainer would be the greatest thing ever. And then okay, you hit adulthood, and maybe you're just a trainer. You know, maybe you're one of the hiker guys that stands and battles everybody as they come through. You know, you can just be a guy, and I still think it would be so much fun.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and you know, with the Pokemon battles, you do make money.
For sure.
So if I
Well, you
could
also,
do it-
I mean, you lose money when you lose.
Yeah, but you don't lose as much as you make. Like if you lose a battle and win a battle, you'll still end up in the positive.
I'm thinking from the other side of things though. Like when I beat like some random trainer, they're giving me money, and if this random trainer's getting beaten over and over,
Yeah,
again,
but he's not. But when you lose a battle, you don't give up the same amount of money as when you win a battle.
I guess I just took it as I'm the main character when I'm playing the video game, so that's why I give up
I
less
just
money.
take it as you don't lose a lot of money as a Pokemon
Nah, maybe
trainer,
you're
or
right.
else like all the bug catchers in the first and second route would all be out of
Just
money.
broke, yeah.
Because they're also kids most of the time.
Yeah. That's actually really funny. I didn't think at all about the money aspect of it, but that certainly is like part of the trainer life. You know, that's very funny. So yeah, I mean, like I don't. I guess the goal would be to be like a gym leader. You know, if I'm just some random guy, that would be a goal. If you get there, great. If not, like
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
Just-
different
just
regions
being-
and a lot of different gym leaders.
certainly true.
That's
Certainly
an
true.
obtainable goal.
I don't know about
I mean,
that.
well, you could just
There's so
start
many
off as like
trainers.
one of the people who works in the gym, and then eventually, once
That would be really cool too.
you get stronger,
Yeah, even to
then you
just be a
could-
challenger, because you will like eventually like you're gonna win some of the battles.
yeah, not every trainer who walks in is
Like
as good as us, you know.
No, it's true. It's true. But like even then, just like all the cool creatures, like even just to have one Pokemon that's just like your best friend. Like I don't care if it's the weirdest, most obscure Pokemon. It would be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that was one of the notes I took. It's like I love animals, so it'd be awesome even if I wasn't a trainer. We could just hang out.
For sure. Like it would just be so cool
But
to
like,
have them around.
if that's how easy it was to like get a pet, though, like you just walk into like the woods
yeah.
and you just
yeah.
throw a ball, and then once you catch them, they're your boy.
Yeah. Immediately you're. Well, I mean not always, but oft times.
Literally every Pokemon except for Pikachu.
Yeah, Pikachu and Charizard was an ass to Ash a little bit.
Well, that's when he evolved because he was like
Yeah,
big man on campus.
I mean I get that. Look, I'm no Charizard. But yeah, dude, I just like that would be such a dream.
Okay, let me ask you this:
Okay, all right.
if you could have one Pokemon right now, what would it be?
I mean, Blastoise is my favorite Pokemon of all time. So maybe like Squirtle, and then I'd have the whole
Okay, because
journey.
I was gonna say I don't know how you like Blastoise is gonna fit through the front door.
He's not that big, actually. I don't think he's probably like 4
Yeah,
foot.
was he not?
He's probably like 5 feet tall.
Does
I mean, he's
the,
wide. He's a wide boy.
Does the Squirtle get to have the sunglasses like from the
Yeah, I'd
anime?
get my boy the shades. You know, he'd be kitted out. How about you?
You know, when I asked you this question,
He
I
didn't have an
think of my
answer, did you? How about that?
That's a really good question. I always like the cute ones. I like the bug Pokemon a lot.
Yeah, I know that. I know
Even
that.
as, a 22-year-old guy, I'm still repping like a half bug team when I play.
No, did I respect
And
it?
the newer games I think are a little too easy. They're less grindy, which is nice. But like I'm able to play a game with like a full bug team and not really struggle that much.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some underrated bug Pokemon. Like I could see you running a cool bug team in real life.
But I'm like, I don't know who I would pick, like who my favorite Pokemon is. How
Yeah.
about we come back to that
I think you should
at
just
some
know
random
that.
point in the podcast.
Yeah, that sounds good. But yeah, I mean, you got to know that question just for
that
life,
way they
man.
have to listen to the whole thing if they want to
Oh,
hear
smart, very
my
smart.
Pokemon. Of
Yeah,
choice.
come back to the end. All right. So some other things I thought of. I thought Black Clover would be pretty cool. Safeness wise, I think it's relatively safe. We haven't finished the show or the manga, so like I'm sure some crazy events are going to go down. But if I'm just not even a Magic Knight, if I'm just a guy and I have the magic and it's cool to use every day, it makes my life a little easier, or it's like practical with what I do, I think that would be pretty awesome. I just think magic in general would amplify life in a lot of ways. Now, of course, it could like be a stupid magic that I have, but even if it's just like basic water, like it's pretty cool in my opinion. Plus, to like go and get like your grimoire and have that whole ceremony would be a really cool experience. And heck, maybe I do want to become a Magic Knight one day. I wouldn't be a good one, but maybe I'm just on some random team. Now that, of course, makes it more dangerous, but also maybe more fun. So
Yeah, a little more fulfilling.
yeah. So I mean, that was one of the first ones that popped into my head. And like, I don't know. Yeah, like I'm thinking if I'm just a townsperson, it's pretty safe. Like bad stuff happens for sure, but I don't know. I think I could get by.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Black Clover is one of the ones I considered.
Yeah,
It did not, in fact, make my list
yeah.
because I chose another similar show, which
Okay.
I guess we could pivot into unless
Yeah.
you have other stuff. Too.
No, we're cool to pivot.
Well,
I have
yeah.
one more note for Black Clover.
Okay.
Just like a more negative thought.
Well, hit us with that.
I think that living in that time would certainly not be ideal. Like it is not modern times. This is very much so somewhat
How do
medieval
you mean,
times.
like, with, like, not modern technology, or do you mean, like, the hierarchy of kings and queens and crap?
Both, to be honest. Like I'd like to think we've evolved in some good ways. And especially if I'm getting pretty much isekai'd from this world into that one, having had the modern technology and all, it's going to really suck to not.
Do they have,
What?
do they have showers?
I mean, I think
I guess
cleaning
they have
yourself
baths.
has always,
Yeah, that's always been a thing. That
You
was
gotta-
that's a lot of my
you gotta
concern
clean
whenever I
yourself.
think of like going back to medieval times.
I don't know
It's,
about
like,
toothpaste.
The smell.
The
Yeah.
smell. Yeah, I mean, you haven't thought of the smell.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know about toothpaste, but like there's got to be something because people had like some teeth back then.
Yeah. So that was probably one of my biggest drawbacks. Other than, like I said, like a big bad that comes along could be pretty rough. But as long as I'm not in like the town where the bad stuff happens, like
Yeah, you just got to be in the right
you know,
place.
there's
at the
multiple
right time, I
kingdoms.
guess.
Even if I'm just in the Clover Kingdom, like there's plenty of space where I feel like is safe. So, what's your next thought other than trying to pick your favorite Pokemon?
Yeah, I'm scrolling a little bit,
I see
looking at
that,
all
yeah.
of them. But so I was thinking, why I passed on Black Clover is because I decided to go with Mashal, Muscles and Magic.
Okay, yeah, let's hear
Similar
about
shows, very similar with like the whole idea of
it. Yeah, the
you're
main
being
character
magic.
and all,
Mashal's
yeah,
like
magic.
extremely much like Harry Potter, though. I'd say an homage to Harry Potter in a
I
lot
would
of
think
ways.
so. Yeah, I mean the school and
Like
all the roads.
as far as the two shows, I think I have Black Clover higher. But I also like Black Clover's magic better because like Black Clover, like a lot of them use different weapons and stuff. A lot of like
well, then explain to me why you picked Mashal.
Mashal is like the wands and stuff,
Yeah,
which isn't my
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
type, my favorite genre of wizard.
Yeah,
But I really do enjoy the show. So the
Yeah.
reason why I picked it over Black Clover is I'm less likely to die.
okay. I mean, look, fair enough. I respect that greatly.
As far as like the enemies where I'm at haven't been like completely obviously like there's some bad ones that could be life threatening, but it's not like random people are like getting attacked and dying
Yeah,
in
yeah.
villages
And
in
if
the
you're not a
show.
main character, you're not going to be in the main battles or anything.
Yeah, as long as I'm born with magic, I should be semi-safe.
Yeah.
And,
What percentage of people is born without magic?
Oof, I don't know, like some tiny percent because they kill them when they're not born
That's
with it.
crazy.
So like
It's
basically
pretty dark
nobody.
for how I see MASH.
Yeah, it's a very funny show a lot of the time, but yeah, like the whole like way the world works is kind of messed up in that show.
Yeah.
Which
But if you're a wizard, you're fine.
yeah, that's how I kind of saw it. If I
You're
had to
definitely
go
a
the
one-line
route.
wizard, though, right? You can't be a two.
Yeah, I don't think you get to pick like to be a two-liner.
Well, I'm just saying.
You can still take a one-line, be pretty strong with that.
Yeah.
I would definitely want to go to a wizard school that I don't remember the name of.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I thought would be really fun, kind of like Harry Potter, but in
Yeah.
anime, so it's better in my opinion.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Because they
respect
do
that.
the same thing. Like they have different houses that they get
Yeah,
assigned
that's
to.
funny. Do they play Quidditch?
Yeah, they play Quidditch. or
Like
not.
actually Quidditch?
Yeah, they play Quidditch. It's funny because
What do they
Mash.
call it?
I don't know, but Mash has no magic. I told you this before.
Yes, yeah,
Because they
yeah,
have to
yeah.
fly the brooms, but Mash
Yeah.
can't fly, so he treads,
Treads
air like he's
yeah.
treading
That's pretty
water.
ridiculous.
It's one of the first episodes. It's great,
That's
and he
really
makes some
funny.
friends doing that because
That's
everybody
good.
thinks he's cool because he kills it in Quidditch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really like just.
Is there like a
Harry
golden
Potter.
snitch and all?
I don't think there was. I think it was
Okay.
just like why'd the broom get the ball through the hoop?
Well, that's cool. I mean,
In
that's
Harry Potter, are
simpler.
they like really high up in the air
They're
usually?
really high. up,
Okay,
yeah.
then it is kind of like Mash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
But in Harry Potter, pretty much every match I've seen ends with them getting the golden snitch. So I guess it's cool to not have that in there.
I don't remember if
just
there's
like
a
a
golden
cheat code.
snitch. Yeah, I think it's just... Yeah, because Mash just, like, throws the ball so fast, it, like, loops around, and he just scores, like, 1,000 points. Sorry for the spoilers, guys. I know you were all
No, it's good.
just waiting to get to
It's
that
cool.
Quidditch episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun. Obviously, it'd be more fun if I got to be part of the friend group with, like, Mash, and also
For
maybe
sure.
I could... be an
Try to
acquaintance of
work your way
them.
in
Yeah, I
there.
could snake my way in there. And
Also, like, while we're talking about that, I think at some point down the line we'll probably do a podcast with like groups we'd like to be a part of, which can more so be
yeah,
like that, where we're kind of more of a main character and
yeah, you just get to be in the group.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good episode. Yeah, so I don't know. That's what I thought. It'd be fun to use Magic and all, and I think as far as the world I'd want to live in, I'd prefer it to Black Clover.
yeah, I get that. I do. Is how modern is MASH?
How modern's Harry Potter?
Like, do they have phones and stuff?
No.
Okay.
No, they don't have phones.
They have cars. They have flying cars in Harry
No,
Potter.
it's old. They're like, because they have like old towns and stuff, and
Okay.
like
I
you
mean,
know.
Harry Potter's modern times.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I haven't watched Harry Potter. I
That's
watched
fair.
MASH though, so I
Yeah.
probably get the idea.
Yeah, you get the
But
gist.
yeah, it's like older times. But like you said,
Okay.
there's cleaning yourself's been a thing for a while. So
For sure. Yeah.
so I'm
if
sure
that's
it
the
could-
biggest thing you're worried
that's
about.
one of my
then
biggest
that's good.
things. I don't know what my magic would be, but
Yeah.
that show
Never
does have
giving
a
up,
lot
maybe?
of a lot of different unique magic skills too. It's just
Yeah.
most of them aren't like swords, which is
Yeah.
besides the guy who can like make swords, kind of like
That's pretty cool.
I guess it looks more like Gilgamesh from
Yeah.
Fate
A lot
because
of
he
people
like
make swords.
has like the portals that open.
Yeah,
the
and they
swords
just come out.
of.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But he makes them, so it's kind of like a combination.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it don't matter what my magic is as long as it's enough to get me through school.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I don't know what like the adults do like once they pass magic school.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty important part of things.
Yeah, I really don't know what they do. I'm not thinking about the long term there.
Yeah, I guess.
It wasn't my highest or like it wasn't
That's
my number
fair.
one. Pokemon, I thought long term. but-
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be a lot of fun though.
I guess stipulation-wise, this has kind of been assumed in our talking, but like if we're isekai into this world, we're starting from like childhood.
Or starting from at least where it's like relevant.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to start from childhood in Magic. If I can start from like high school
Yeah, that's fair. Well, Pokemon, we gotta start from
when you're 10. Yeah.
maybe 9 to get accustomed to the world.
Yeah, get used to it.
And then you hit 10 because you need the feeling of waking up on your 10th birthday like Ash, dude. Unless you
need
wake
to
up
wake
late
up
like
on
you're Ash.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But yeah,
tough,
that'd
dude.
be
Waking
pretty
up on
cool.
time's hard.
That'd be
Okay.
pretty cool.
Okay. My next one I wrote down is kind of just like Black Clover, but also a little different. My Hero Academia. Is that on your list too or no?
No, I passed. I'll explain that after you
Okay.
explain why
Sounds
you
good.
said yes.
So, I think that first I'll talk about power system, not power scaling. To have a quirk would be really, really cool. There's a lot of cool characters, but it could be a bad quirk or just like a lame quirk. So it's really a big lottery.
Or no quirk.
Or no quirk, but that's like too. I have a quirk. If I'm getting isekai,
Okay,
I have a quirk.
you have a quirk.
All right, I got a quirk. Those are just my quirks. Looney Tunes reference there. Anyway. Yeah, so I mean, I think that would be really, really cool to have some sort of power, whether it's a superpower or not, who's to say. If it is a good power, okay, maybe I want to try to be a hero. That's up to me. Not going to be a huge hero, but regardless, I think that would be cool. Or if it's just like a quirk that could help me in everyday life, that would be awesome. But, I mean, you see the dark side of quirks in the story as well. And, if it's a not so good one, that could be pretty negative.
That is true.
I can see that as being a drawback. This one is in modern times, so like that's a plus for me. Wouldn't
Yeah.
have to adjust too much.
There's bathrooms, running
Yeah,
water,
okay,
electricity,
enough with the
smartphones.
Hey, I'm thinking about technology, not about bathrooms. People have always gone to the bathroom. People have always gotten washed. So yeah, I think that would be cool. It'd be really difficult to be a hero, but maybe could be something to strive for. But just like having a quirk in everyday life, I think could be a game changer.
We could be like a mid-hero.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Getting
saying.
into UA is hard.
No, for sure. But even just relatively to
yeah.
the population, there's not that many heroes.
Well, how many want to do it?
I don't know. But I do. This one's it's just mildly safe. If you're in Japan when all the stuff's going down that's going down in the story, that sucks.
Yeah.
But if you're anywhere else in the world, they don't really seem to be doing too bad. You know? Like, All For One really just is in Japan.
Yeah, but if his plans go through, he's gonna like control the world.
We're not gonna let his plans go through.
Okay.
When does the villain that gets to control the world ever win? They don't.
You know,
They don't.
I usually watch romances, so
Fair.
there's not a lot of villains who want to control the world at the
That's
shows
fair.
I watch.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely acknowledge that it could be dangerous. But even I'm thinking, like, in the show now, when, like, cities are getting leveled, I'm pretty sure they get them all evacuated. So, like, yeah, it would suck to lose my home. But it's not like I'm going to die, even in some of the worst, you know? That's how I feel. But yeah, I think it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't think the same because you know with the new season, dude, everything sucks.
In our hero's story.
Yeah, but I was assuming you'd get Isekai 2 where the story is.
Okay, maybe I'm not in any of the cities that got
Also,
jacked up.
Isekai is like when you get reincarnated in another world that's not like yours. I don't know if we said
If
that.
somebody's watching
We've been
the
using the
podcast,
term.
they know what an isekai is.
I don't know. I didn't know till what they were till semi-recently. I don't know. It's like a big thing.
Okay.
All right.
It's
I'm
a huge
sorry.
thing. No, it's. I mean, if that helped you, great. Good job, Ange. My fault.
But yeah, I didn't know you got to pick
What do you
where
mean?
you get Isekai 2.
Well, you don't. But it's. I mean, if it's luck of the draw.
Okay. But all right. So you get. I don't want to like the show. Like everything's bad.
Okay.
And if things get like go the way they're supposed to, everything will continue to be bad and get worse.
well, I might know how this stuff ends. I don't know.
All right. Well, I don't. So everything's bad.
I don't think it's gonna have a bad ending.
Now, also as far as that goes, like I'm get reincarnated. If I'm not a hero, I'm just like an office worker. Normal people aren't really encouraged to use quirks.
That's certainly true.
So like, unless my quirk is like super practical that I can use within my own home, then it's really just something that I want to be able to like use that I
Could be a
can't.
party trick too. Like, oh, I snap and fire shoots out of my hand. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'd have a party trick, but I could just like do that in the real world, like learn like one magic trick
For sure.
and have a party trick.
Look, I mean, my thinking in a lot of this was if it's going to be a wild and crazy world, just pick one that I think would be relatively cool or similar.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. But I didn't. It was definitely something I considered, but it just didn't make the cut because
Alright.
of the potential danger.
I get
know?
that. I get that. What do you got next?
I mean, I guess people don't like always die.
That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like people, like a lot of times, these people who are causing ruckus, they're not really usually always murderers. They're like
No.
a lot of like robbers.
there's some murderers for sure.
There are some.
There's murderers in real life,
so,
dude.
I mean, you gotta just go to the don't go to the bad neighborhoods.
That's-
in My Hero Academia.
I'm not gonna go where the
If it's definitely not going to be on my worst ones to get reincarnated. But I don't think it's better than the other ones I have.
All right, well, hit me with some. More.
Let's move on to my most dangerous world.
Okay.
One of my favorite shows,
Yeah.
One Piece.
All right.
Now, One Piece,
That's interesting.
for me, I definitely did. It was a bit of a red flag with the danger.
Yeah.
And as I don't want to spoil much of the show for you,
Thank
but
you.
it's not always like sunshine and rainbows.
He doesn't seem like it's gonna be.
The
now.
show has like a lot of pretty dark themes with like corruption and
Yeah,
corruption with the
bad
government
people,
and
yeah.
the military. So you really just don't know who's good and bad in the show, which is something you.
That's a fun aspect to the show.
Yeah, but my point is, it's the best adventure ever. Like I don't think any other adventure could top an adventure in One Piece. With just like such a unique world, so many different islands to explore, and just being able to, roam the seas on my ship with, maybe I'm not the captain of a crew, but if I'm like on the crew with of my best
Are
friends.
you like good pirate? Like you do good things?
Yeah, I wouldn't be a bad pirate. I wouldn't be
I
like
think a lot of pirates are probably bad.
well, in the real world, pirates were pretty bad.
Well, I'm not.
They're
I'm not
highly
saying that.
romanticized.
I'm not
but
saying I want to be a pirate in the real world.
I'm saying
either.
I'd be a good
All
pirate.
right.
There's a lot of good pirates in the show.
Okay, I know a couple.
We've met some.
Luffy,
You'll meet a lot of good pirates as you go.
Usopp,
Some of them just want to like find treasure. They don't necessarily want to steal treasure.
and Nami wants to steal treasure.
Well, she just likes money.
Okay,
But you know, we'll get to that. You're pretty early on in the show.
that's fair.
There's reasons.
Alright.
But I think it would be that's really just the main note I had. The ultimate adventure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that, dude. I certainly do. That's one I thought of as too dangerous. Like, obviously, I've only seen 30 episodes of the show. So, I mean, I don't think I was going to pick it anyway. But it's definitely one I see as too dangerous.
Yeah,
Between the pirates and the government.
as very dangerous, but I said it's worth it.
Yeah.
I made
Yeah.
that decision. I
Yeah.
said, I wouldn't pass up that opportunity.
No, I understand.
As far as like major death, there's not like a ton of like, like random events that are just gonna kill you.
I mean, do pirates pillage villages and stuff?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be in the village. I'm gonna be out in the sea.
Do pirates blow up each other's ships and stuff?
Yeah, but I'd be strong.
Okay.
I'd get like a cool devil fruit.
Dude, now you're going too far.
A lot of people have. I guess early on, not many people have devil
I
fruits.
only know of one.
Yeah, I guess that's true. All right, well maybe I do get a devil fruit.
I don't
maybe
know that you
don't.
get a devil fruit. I think that's going against the main character syndrome.
Well, it's fine. Then I'll just be able to swim. So that makes me strong in my own right.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I don't know. It is very dangerous, and I understand that. But not every pirate dies.
Yeah,
Not
okay,
like
fair.
not even
Well,
like close to
everybody
half.
dies.
Yeah, eventually. But
Well, dude, not even close to half. If half was the... I'm sorry to keep playing devil's advocate. I just think it's funny. But if half of the people dying is your quota, like, that's pretty rough.
but I'm saying it's worth the adventure.
No, I get
I'm
that.
willing to
I get
risk,
that.
put my
I get
life on
that.
the line to
Yeah,
go search for the One Piece.
that's very noble of you.
Yeah,
Very
so
noble.
I think however far the crew makes it, that's how far we go. If we realize we're not strong enough, then we call it a day, and maybe I could like go work at a tavern or something, play some music, or
Yeah.
I don't know there's not like it's like all kinds of different villages, and a lot of them are self-sustaining. So
Yeah.
I don't know what my job would be, but I'd figure something out.
Yeah.
As far as like technology, there really isn't any, so that kind of sucks. But they have baths and all,
Snails.
so I could get washed.
They got them snails.
Yeah, they just use the snails whenever they want to use a phone, but they don't have phones.
Yeah, they got the snail.
Yeah, they have
I've
different
never
kind
seen
of
the
snails.
snail. Have I seen the snails?
No, they don't have them yet.
Okay. They're cool. I like the snails.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was my choice. That was my most dangerous choice.
No, I get that. My last two, I only wrote one sentence for. I really like those first three were I think my top picks. The next one's probably my most dangerous, but I think there's a work around it, and maybe it's just recency bias. But I picked Sword Art Online
Yeah, I thought about that too.
because okay, yeah, it's dangerous. I could lose my life in this stupid video game, but like thinking to the episode where Kirito's just fishing with that guy. We could just be out there fishing and chilling. People will beat the game for us, and that's, I think, a bad attitude to have, but that's making the best of a bad situation.
I don't think there's anything.
Not everybody's going to be a hero in that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with, not throwing your life away or not wanting to risk your life if to get out of the game. If you're like can have fun in the game.
I'll just stay in the game forever. I mean, that's
Yeah, I had that same thought, and then I'm like, why don't I just pick like a fantasy show where I could just not be in a game but do all the same stuff?
Yeah. Is that then on your list of fantasy?
There is, but yeah, let's talk Sword Art Online first.
I mean, I like I said, I only wrote down one sentence.
I think
Dangerous
it
as
could
heck,
be.
but could find a safe
could be a
floor
lot of
and live a
fun.
perfect life.
Yeah, you could find a safe floor, and you can still like fight and train and get stronger.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're still gonna need to like get
and
food
just work
and
on
stuff.
and cooking. You just get like cooking
Yeah, work on
skills.
your
You don't
cooking
actually have to
skill.
practice like a normal person, which is kind of cool.
True.
And like having an inventory is kind of cool instead of having to carry a bunch of crap around.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of good things living in like a fantasy video game.
Yeah.
But I think I would prefer the real thing.
Yeah, I get that. So what's the real thing to
So
you?
the real thing to me is Konosuba.
Okay.
I thought of a couple different like
Interesting.
fantasy type shows,
Interesting.
and I'm like, what am I?
Over like free run?
Free Run, I haven't watched enough of. I've only watched like 5 episodes. I
Oh,
think
I
for
didn't
the
know. I thought
average
you watched, like,
person, it's
half.
not that dangerous.
Yeah.
I was thinking versus like 7 Deadly Sins or.
Okay. 7 Deadly Mid seems dangerous to me.
Yeah, that's why I picked Konosuba over it. Seven Deadly
Understandable.
Sins has a lot of like strong powers that could just like kill you, and
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, now I'm dead. Konosuba doesn't really have that. There
Okay.
is like a demon king, but like they don't like and his generals, but they don't really like level and kill people randomly.
Okay. All right.
There's like bad stuff, but not nearly as bad as like
Oops,
a lot of other fantasy shows, as this is like a comedy. So
Yeah.
yeah. So really, if I got reincarnated to Konosuba, I would want to be in a guild
I'd like to
and be like kind of an adventurer.
in a guild.
No.
Sorry.
In Konosuba, when like Aqua and Cosmo first get sent to the world, they join like a construction group.
Yeah.
And they like grind that for
I
like
didn't know
months,
that.
and then
That's
they're like, "What the
crazy.
heck are we doing? We're supposed to be
Nice catch.
killing the
The
Demon King so we can get the hell out of here."
That's so funny. You just caught yourself from
Yeah, I
saying
know.
that?
I decided it's not bad. I think we can
That's
say
funny.
hell on the podcast.
I hope
think
so. I
it's
mean, I
alright.
choose not explicit,
HE
so
double
keep
hockey
it, keep it
sticks.
clean, cause
But yeah, I would want to be like in a construction group, but I would want to like start my own like adventure.
Yeah, so there's
guild. Or not
stuff
even
out there that
necessarily
doesn't
start
have to
one.
be-
I don't need to be a leader.
yeah,
Yeah, and a lot of like the adventurers kill different like beasts and stuff to like either provide food or at the taverns there's like rewards for hunting certain things. So I wouldn't be killing people. I'd just be hunting, you know, stuff that's gonna kill us if not. So, you know, I could make a nice living doing that, hopefully get some cool friends. And that's like my dream fantasy life.
yeah.
I could also do, you know, do some fishing,
Mhm.
do a little bit of everything, but it'd be cool to have that adventure and also not be in a huge amount of danger.
Yeah,
And maybe if I die, I can come back from the dead like Cosmo.
he does.
It's not really a plot point, like all the time.
Spoiler. Like all the time?
Yeah, he keeps getting reincarnated to the other goddess who took over for Aqua, and she keeps sending him back.
Okay.
It's honestly like a comedy element. at
That's
this point.
interesting.
Yeah, he dies a lot anymore.
I had no clue.
And she just keeps sending him back there.
Interesting. All right, so my last choice here is the Dragon Ball universe. So I think this would be cool. For a normal person, it's fairly similar to real life. But if I'm like a fighter, that's cool. I was thinking this up. I'm like, okay, I'm a fighter. I'm a cool martial artist. Maybe I use a little bit of like ki and powers. But then I thought, okay, so here I am at the 28th World Tournament, and I just get like the heck beat out of me by Goku, and that sucks.
You get the Yamcha beats the heck out of you, then you
I-
feel really bad.
Well, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, if I train my whole life and I'm ready to fight in this tournament, and I get just pounded in the face by Goku, that kind of sucks.
It's discouraging.
So that made me, not have this be like, I think a top tier option for me, but it would still be really cool. I think it's really, really safe as long as I don't know about the tournament that could end the universe. Other than that, like,
Yeah, nobody knows about the tournament.
pretty good. If I'm just a random fighter, I think that would be pretty cool. But I think this one also toes pretty close to the line of normal life. So that's why I think it's.
Have you watched Dragon Ball? They have like flying cars and stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's like
I'd say it's
futuristic.
futuristic.
Okay.
It's not normal. It's like,
Have you seen
Future.
Gohan go to high school? It's pretty normal.
yeah, I guess his high school experience was pretty normal for
He's just a guy.
Dragon Ball. Yeah, but they have like flying cars.
Some hovering cars, really. No, the car that Goku and Piccolo drive, I think is. Just a
I'm
regular
thinking
car.
about the first time you see do you know the big city?
No, but I think
Whatever the
that's like
big
I think that's
s-
far and away. Plus, Bulma lives there, and she's like some genius. Like,
but
I don't think that's how life
I
is
don't
ever.
know,
The
everybody was
dinosaurs are a
flying.
different question.
yeah, that was the first thing I thought of when you said Dragon Ball. I'm like, that's just when he said it's normal world, but I'm like, yeah, but there's dinosaurs.
And so it's future
pretty
dinosaur.
cool.
Yeah, there's some cool aspects.
Maybe you
in
could
there.
befriend like one of the beasts, and it'll be just like Pokemon.
True.
Because there's a lot of creatures. You might be friends
Yeah.
with one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ahead.
I don't know why Dragon Ball has all the creatures.
It's cool. I don't know, but yeah, I think Dragon Ball would be cool.
Well, One Piece has a lot.
I
of
don't.
creatures.
Wouldn't be like a first choice of mine, but I think I could make a fun life out of it.
Yeah, I agree. Good on you if you decide to be a fighter.
And lose
Just
to
hopefully,
Goku.
well, hopefully you never.
Maybe
end
it'll
up
be one of
fighting
the years
against
they don't show up.
Maybe you'll just fight
You know
against.
what I mean?
And you could like be as strong as Mr. Satan. And that's a good start, I'd say.
I mean, he's pretty strong for when they don't show up.
For a a fighter who doesn't use ki, I guess he's strong, right?
Yeah.
So that, would that be like if like
Instagram, got a nice comment. We're
if
cooking.
like The Rock who's got all the credit for fighting space aliens in our world.
I guess.
They're like John Cena
That'd be pretty cool.
or Mike Tyson.
He's kind of washed up.
Well, he's old now, but in his heyday.
Yeah. Well, in his heyday, I think he would beat the heck out of John Cena or The Rock.
Yeah, well, they're like actor fighters.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, you put the three together, there's a clear victor.
I'm just saying,
No, I
like,
get it,
a notorious fight. I'd say
All right,
that the
on to
wrestlers are closer to Mr. Satan.
On to your next
because
show.
they're
Yes,
interacting.
they're entertainers.
My last show,
Yes.
in fact, is Dr. Stone.
That's a wacky choice.
Yeah, it is a wacky choice, especially, when my main criteria has been
Washing
how do I
yourself.
clean myself? They have baths.
Yeah.
They have baths.
Yeah.
So Dr. Stone, just watching that, like, I know it like sucks everybody's turned to stone,
Yeah.
but like I'm getting isekai'd in this world. I don't know these people. I just want to, like, I'm fine if it's a small group of people who are still left. I think it would be really awesome to help rebuild civilization.
Yeah, okay.
Even if I'm just part of, like, the manual labor crew and Senku needs, like, a mountain's worth of wire spun
Yeah.
or something crazy. Like, I think that'd be really cool. And I do like science. I'm not very good at science, but I think it's cool to, like, learn how things work. And that's one of my things I really like about the show
Yeah, I would agree
is
with that.
the
That's
information
fun.
aspect.
That is fun.
But I think it'd be pretty cool. As far as, like, likelihood to die, I mean, Tsukusa's Empire of Strength is kind of dangerous,
For sure.
but I think it'd be worth it to be part of the Kingdom of Science and really try to bring back the world and all of its glory. And it'd be nice, too, to just take, like, a break from
Yeah.
all the BS.
Yeah.
Like, things were just,
Just simple.
it's not easy, but simple.
Simple. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good aspect of thinking about it. Because my initial thought when you say Dr. Stone, I'm like, that would suck. But you're right. I think the simplicity of it would be refreshing. I think I would get bored.
You would be working all the time.
That would
So
suck.
you wouldn't get bored.
Work sucks.
Yeah, but you're building humanity.
But you're right. Like for the cause, like that's pretty awesome to be a part of. Like that's some history book stuff. Should they get things back up and running? So I can understand that. I initially did not, but I think you explained that well enough for me to be on board with that.
Yeah, it wasn't my top choice, but I still think it would be, like, if I had to pick. But really, once again, dude, it was just hard to pick different options.
I
'Cause,
agree.
like, a lot of them are like, ugh.
I agree.
But, I realize when you're watching, like, some kind of fantasy or show that's, like, so different than our world, people aren't going to watch the show if there's no conflict. Especially all these shows with people having powers. Like, what would like, Black Clover be if there was no bad guys to fight? It would be just them training for what?
Well, I mean, even like, even if real world had powers like this, like, yeah, I mean, having power is going to corrupt and make people do bad things. So, yeah, I think anything with powers like that, there's going to be bad people. So, there would never be total peace.
Yeah, there's bad people in every universe, I guess.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
Even Pokemon.
Yeah, Giovanni's pretty messed up, for starters, and then as you go along, there's some even crazier people trying to end the world. But
Yeah, and there's like a Pokemon God, and
well, I mean, that's the Pokemon God. He's
that's
not
kind of
bad.
crazy. That's like
He's like
that's a
kind of
big
a
change than our world. We don't have like a creature who's an animal god.
Well, I don't know if is he God, is like Arceus God of Pokemon or God of everything. I wonder.
I don't know. I think he can do whatever the heck he wants. He's Arceus.
Oh, for sure, but I don't know.
I don't know. We'll just
Speaking
have
of
to rewatch the movie.
Pokemon, as we close out here, did you think of the Pokemon that you would choose? That makes me think now. You scrolled and looked at that for so much.
Yeah, I
of
looked
this
at every
podcast.
single Pokemon in the world because, like, the one that first caught my eye was Rotom. Because of Rotom, because of like practicality, like it'd be cool to have a lawn mowing buddy, like we could mow a lawn together, and like he could cook my food. But I'm like, I don't want like a butler.
He does the phone too.
Yeah, he does. He's really cool, but I don't think I'd be able to, fully enjoy him as a friend if he's always being my appliances. So I think I'll go with Conby, one of my own.
I know, I respect.
My like favorite one growing up.
Yeah.
I thought another good one would be like Caterpie, but I like bug Pokemon. I don't know why. I don't really like bugs in real life.
Yeah.
Bug Pokemon are pretty cool. If I could just have like a honeycomb with wings flying around, hanging out with me,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool.
That would be really cool.
It's not like I need anybody to fight with the Pokemon. I just want like a pal. and he can fly, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's definitely nice.
He can use sweet scent, so he can like
Get you honey.
make stuff smell nice, like the house and stuff.
Would you
As
ever
far as
let
the
him evolve?
practicality.
Or it evolve?
Well, it depends on if it's a boy or a girl. I don't think boy Combies can't evolve.
No, I guess probably not.
So it depends. If it was a girl Combee, sure. If it's a boy Combee, no, because he can't.
Yeah,
But I'd probably pick a boy Combee because I'm a guy. Like, he's my boy.
I get
We
that.
can bro out together.
Just broing out with Combi. I get that.
Yeah, so that's my choice. So that really covers anything. Is there any other kind of like anime news? Anything you've been watching? I know you would tell me anyway, but I figure I'll ask
No,
you.
I mean not really. Just the stuff we're watching this season's been good.
Yeah, we started an Attack on Titan rewatch.
To
That's
watch
been,
along with Dr. Stone.
Yeah, that's been really nice.
Yeah, I mean a couple episodes in, it's my favorite show for a reason. It really is awesome. Just start again.
Yeah, I've been reading some stuff actually instead of watching.
Yeah.
Let me tell you now, dude. Thank you for convincing me to get an iPad.
You're welcome.
This has been nice. I really used to hate reading manga on my phone
Mm-hmm.
because it's small and sometimes I'm trying to
Yeah.
zoom in if the text is small or other stuff, and now I don't have to do that.
Yeah, that's good.
So
I've been really looking forward to reading some stuff on there too.
yeah, I've been really
It's gonna be
enjoying
Blue
it.
Box,
I've
though,
been
so-
on a lot of Shonen Jump and a lot of Viz.
Yeah.
What am I reading on Shonen Jump? What's the
I
one
can't
called?
wait to read Blue
Oh,
Box.
I'll
too.
just mention this one. I shot the other ones out later, but Beat in Motion. That's the one that's like I read 46 chapters in like a day.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good show. We'll talk about it more when
It's
the
not a
anime
show.
gets
Yeah,
announced.
it's not a show.
Okay, pretty good story. It's gonna be a show
Yeah.
at some point next year, so
Yeah,
can't wait to see that. And yeah,
that's
just
good.
we'll talk about some of the other stuff later when we have a little more time.
It sounds good to me. Well, if you stuck around and listened to today, thank you. I think this was actually a lot of fun doing this. A little more candid. I certainly enjoyed it. So I hope you all did as well. Thank you. Peace.
See ya.
You win.